Welcome to Living the Empowered Life podcast. I'm Tamiko Pugh, also known as the Empowering Diva. Each week, you'll hear inspirational interviews as well as actionable tips and strategies that you can implement into your daily life to help you live a life of passion, purpose, and potential. Thanks for spending time with me today. Now let's jump into today's episode of Living the Empowered Life. Are you the go-to person in your group of friends? Do you have a zest for life and enjoy helping others reach their full potential? Do you feel a calling to make a difference in the world? If this is you, then you may want to consider becoming a life coach. We have a virtual online training starting soon. Our life coach training focuses on helping women who desire to motivate, inspire, and empower other women by using their skills, expertise, and experience to thrive as a personal development coach. Using the empowerment formula, participants will learn step-by-step tools, tips, and techniques needed to attract great clients and build a thriving, purposeful, and profitable coaching business. Get all the details and register at www.tamikolori.com/life coach training. Welcome to today's episode of Living the Empowered Life. I'm your host, the Empowering Diva, Tamiko Pugh. In today's episode, I'll be chatting with President of Lillie Mae PR Agency and creator of the Glambitious Empowerment Brand, Lillie Mae. Lillie has dedicated her efforts over the past decade to empowering, recognizing, and supporting entrepreneurs of all facets around the world. From London to Egypt, she has connected with women through podcasts, books, masterclasses, innovative events, and tours to provide them with unique resources that will elevate them professionally and personally. So you guys have already heard her amazing bio. Let's go ahead and dive into our conversation with Lillie Mae, the founder of the Glambitious Empowerment Brand. Hey, Lillie, how are you?
Hello, I'm fantastic.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Living the Empowered Life podcast.
No problem. I'm excited to chat with you.
We're excited to chat with you as well. You have so many things going on. I mean, literally just from being on reality TV shows, your empowerment brand, just so many things we're going to talk about today. But one of the things is that I wanted to talk about is the Glambitious Empowerment Brand. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how you started it or why you started it?
Yeah, sure. So I became an entrepreneur over 10 years ago, and it was kind of before it was the popular thing to do. And so I had to learn everything the hard way. And I realized later in my entrepreneur journey that I could create a network that would be kind of a shortcut for women that want to be successful entrepreneurs. So through the Glambitious brand, it's kind of like a one-stop shop where you can, come to us for empowerment events, media opportunities. We have books and webinars that teach you how to do your own graphic design, how to do your own PR, how to plan your own tour and things like that. So that was kind of the inspiration behind it, was me having my own journey. I feel like it was a little longer journey because I had to learn everything the hard way, so to speak. And so the Glambitious Network is like a shortcut for women that, have a vision or business that they want to propel, basically.
I love that. I love that it's a one-stop shop. So for those of you who don't know, Lillie Mae also has a public relations division to that brand. And I've done work with her under my personal brand. She's kind of helped me out a lot with some media interviews and things of that nature. So I've gotten in probably about 5 of my media interviews actually came from Lillie Mae. So what I love about her is that it is a one-stop shop. And I know when I first started out, I wasn't really sure what to do as far as getting media, public relations, and things of that nature. But she has everything on her website. I mean, anything you want to know, she's definitely the go-to person when it comes to that, especially if you have an empowerment brand. And I love that she specifically focuses on women with empowerment brands. And so that's what I love about you, Lillie.
Thank you.
So now that we know what the Glambitious Empowerment Brand is, what does Glambitious mean? Does it have a meaning behind it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So basically, I felt like women like myself, we're not only ambitious, but we do like to look good, right? So I basically merged, glam with ambitious. And it's just a woman that, loves being a woman, loves being beautiful, but she's also ambitious. I feel like for years, people tried to peg it like you have to be either or, like you have to either be this businesswoman in suits dressing like a man, or you have to be stay at home, glam girly. And it's like, no, there are tons of women that are both. And so that's what the brand name means. And it's about just kind of being your entire best self. So not just being successful, business wise, but also being successful in your personal life, successful with your health and things like that. So like recently we had a virtual wellness fest where we had, therapists and doctors come on and chat with the ladies about maintaining their health right now during this unique season that we're all in. So the brand is, a little bit beyond entrepreneurship. It's just, really about being your entire best self.
Being your entire best self. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Something else you said about the Glambitious brand. I love that it's glam, because what woman doesn't want to look glamorous and glam up and then be ambitious? You mentioned wearing the pantsuits, and I often share my story. I talk about when I first started out, I thought that I had to wear like dark colored pantsuits and my hair pulled back in a bun. And I was like, I don't even I like my hair out and wild, and it's not the way it looks when it's natural. And I like bright colors like fuchsias and yellows. And, I thought that that's what a speaker was supposed to look like. Like I was supposed to have my hair pulled back with a little pantsuit on. But then once I really began to walk in my authentic power and be who I wanted to be, that's kind of when the empowering diva arrived, and I became this person like living the empowered life, and embracing the fact that I do like bright colors and I love dresses and I like to look cute. So
right.
So that's what I like about the Glambitious brand. I like when I come to your events, it's colorful and you have like glitter, and when you show up you always have on something sparkly, so it might be something that's girly and fun.
Yes, I think it's important that everyone embraces whoever they are, because that's a part of your purpose, and I felt, to your point, I felt like when I first started as a publicist that I needed to kind of hide my personality and be very serious, and very, quote unquote professional. And then I realized that, my exciting personality and my silliness and all of the things that make Lillie are what's going to attract my tribe to me. My tribe wants a little humor. They want a little sass, And so I think that's a part of also being ambitious, is being true to whoever you are and being okay with being the fullness of who you are too. Because sometimes we want to, play it safe or maybe tone it down. And I say life is too short to tone anything down. If anything, we need to turn it up.
That's right. Turn down for what? That's my song.
Exactly.
That's my theme song. One of the things, too, I think that we have in common, you have the empowerment brand, and living the empowered life is all about empowering women. One of our principles, there are 6 principles to living an empowered life, and one of them is to discover your life purpose. So discover your purpose, live your dreams. How important is it for entrepreneurs to understand their life purpose before launching a business?
I think it's extremely important to, try to figure out what your purpose is, because when you're able to build a business on your purpose and passion, it gives you like the tenacity and the staying power to weather the storms that come with entrepreneurship, versus when you just start something for the sake of money or you start something because it's trendy. So like for me, Glambitious, it's like a labor of love. So, on the months where the income is lower, I'm still able to push forward because I generally enjoy all of the work that I do. I literally enjoy confirming press for ladies and designing magazine covers and planning events, like all the facets of my business I actually enjoy. So during the tough times, like now, I feel like it's a tough time for a lot of business owners. During these times, you're able to thrive because it's something that you were meant to do. So you're coming up with ideas, in times where people feel stifled, you can continue to create and continue to push your business forward. So I think figuring out your purpose is very important before you start a business.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. And I think that when times do get hard, and you mentioned this, there are times when you want to give up, when you're going to want to give up. But when you go back to the purpose and you remember what your why is, that gives you the drive to want to keep moving forward. So purpose and understanding your why is very key to sustaining your business. So Lillie, I wasn't planning on talking about this. I think you know what it is. I think when I scheduled your interview to be on the podcast, I had not yet seen the TV show. But Lillie was on the number one Netflix show, Love is Blind. And I'm just like thrilled to know someone that was on the show. And I'm like, oh, I know her. That's my publicist. What was that like for you? What was the experience like?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. It actually felt like an adult sleepover. So me and all of the girls, we all got along well. And it was, I want to say 30 of us. And we all got along extremely well. We had a lot of fun, a lot of girl talk. So it was a really, really fun experience. Like, unusual in the sense of I didn't have my laptop and cell phone, for a while, which, when you're a business owner, you're, attached to yourself on a laptop. So having those things stripped away for a while was really like refreshing. It really was. So I had a ball filming that show.
Is there anyone from the show that you're still friends with?
Yeah, absolutely. I still talk to Kay, Nicole quite a bit, Ebony, Alexis quite a bit, and Carlton. I talk to them quite a bit.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And how did you, because I'm like, I know Lillie. I go to her events. I see her on social media. When did she film this? So like, how did you hide that from the public?
That's so funny. Well, I didn't even feel like I hid it. It just, it was just like a project I worked on. And then after we worked on it, I went right back into the flow of things with my business. So I wasn't even intentionally, I guess, hiding it. It's just like my mindset in business is like always like on to the next. As soon as I finish something else, I'm jumping right into something else so quickly. So yeah, it just was kind of like a project I worked on. And then as soon as it wrapped, I went right into whatever was next with the Glambitious brand.
Okay. So I'm like, you're very, you're always on social media, right? You're always promoting your brand and you posting. So I'm like, I don't even remember her like not being on social media, but maybe I wasn't
so funny. Well, I'm very strategic too, with my posts. So, I try to be strategic with my social media posting. So that probably helped as well, knowing to notice that I was missing for a while.
Yeah, you're definitely strategic. Your posting is always good. It's inspiring, and you have lots of great content from the Glambitious brand.
Thank you.
One of the other things, what would you tell a person that's listening to us right now who's interested in launching a business or an empowerment brand, like Living the Empowered Life or like the Glambitious Empowerment Brand? What piece of advice would you give someone that wants to get into this type of business?
Yeah, I would just tell them to start today, start immediately. Go ahead and get that website, get that domain name, launch it, create that Instagram page, and just start taking steps toward it. Because oftentimes we talk ourselves out of ideas because we feel intimidated by the process. And for me, anytime I get an idea, I act on it as quickly as possible so that I don't have time to get distracted or discouraged, And so that's what I would say, just start today. And as you're starting, use, platforms like my own or like Tamiko's platform that you can partner with to build visibility for your brand and for your new entity. So, not only just start today, but also start partnering with people so that other people can learn about what you're doing. So those would be kind of my two pieces of advice, is just jump into it and partner as much as you can with other ladies that are in a similar industry.
I think those are the two most important things. Like my mentor told me years ago, when you have an idea or there's something that you want to do, he would always say, do it now. And so that always stuck with me. And my husband is like, you're so like persistent when you want to do something, like you dive into it and then you don't come up for fresh air until it's done. And that's been ingrained to me to do it now. Now, there was one time when I was getting ready to launch this podcast, I did allow fear to kind of set in. I was supposed to launch the podcast the year before last. And
Oh, wow.
I remember doing the photo shoot and all that stuff. And I just was like, who's going to listen to my podcast? Like, I literally doubted myself. And so this year, back in December, 2019, in December, I was like, oh, I still have the flyer that I designed in Canva for my podcast that said coming soon in 2018. And so I literally just kept the flyer as is, changed the date, coming January 2018. And New Year's Eve, we went to church and the pastor was talking about this is the year for execution. And I was like, I'm going to execute every single thing that I have on my to-do list this year. And so literally, that's what I've been doing. I launched the podcast. I was like, who am I going to interview? Who's going to come on? And now I have like a plethora of people who want to come on and be interviewed. So that was like the scariest part. Like, am I going to do every broadcast by myself? And I don't have to, because I have people like you and just all these amazing women that I'm so blessed to be surrounded with, that I'm able to interview and help them get their content out. So definitely do it now. Whatever that thing is, do it now. And then the other thing you said was partnerships. Partnerships are so important. Lillie and I have partnered on different things. There's just so many different people who are doing what you're doing. They're not your competition. Look at them as partners.
Absolutely.
Yes. So do you have any events coming up? I know that we're being quarantined right now, so a lot of things have been canceled or postponed. Do you have any webinars or any online events coming up?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. I actually have what I'm calling the Glambitious Virtual Expo that's just going on indefinitely. And so if you follow our Instagram page at Glambitious IAM, you'll notice we have about 47,000 followers around the country, around the world. And so I thought this would be a great time, since everyone is in quarantine, to allow women to present on our page for about 15 minutes on their expertise and promote their brand through our Instagram page. So with the virtual expo, if you visit theglamceo.com, you can click on it and confirm to be a presenter. And we also include designing like an expo flyer featuring your photos. We can promote it to your network so that they can tune in. And what this does is it gives you some material that you could actually, save and repost later. But it also allows you to promote your business, your service, and your offering to a new set of eyes, which would be my network. Because oftentimes we're promoting to the same people over and over. We're promoting to our own followers repeatedly. But it's important that you find ways to promote outside of your immediate network so that you can get new clients, new customers, and sales. So anyone listening, I encourage you to, be a participant in the Glambitious Virtual Expo. Just visit theglamceo.com to confirm your time to speak.
I love that. The Glambitious Virtual Expo. Everything is virtual now. Whoever thought, 2 months ago, we would have never thought that most of our events would be online or would have to be virtual. You know what I mean? I had a speaking engagement a few weeks ago, a luncheon that I was supposed to speak at. Once we got quarantined, they actually turned it into a virtual luncheon. I literally still spoke to 50 women who had their lunches at their computer, and I still delivered the keynote speech. So we're definitely in a different time. So if you have material, I would definitely say go ahead and be a part of the Glambitious Virtual Expo. I think it's a great opportunity. And I talked about partnership. We talked about partnership, and I did want to say this about Lillie. She has a great following. I advertised with Lillie through her email blast, and I actually got a client, a customer. So someone from your email blast has registered for the life coach certification training that I'll be doing. Definitely, she's valuable, you guys who are listening.
Thank you so much. I try to add value as much as I can to the marketplace, and I feel like that's what my purpose is. And so I'm walking in it, and I appreciate the opportunity, that you provided me here to talk to your followers as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So before we close out, I would love for you to give us a final thought or a charge for the audience.
Actually, sure.
Nope, not yet. You're not done. Something else I wanted to ask you. So you're very busy woman. You're an entrepreneur. You're a TV personality. I've even seen you on TMZ before. So entrepreneur, TV personality, You have your PR agency, you're an event producer, like you do so much. How do you find balance? And I think balance is very important. Some people are afraid that they're going to kind of be off balance if they kind of dive into their business. So how do you find balance in the midst of all of this?
Yeah. So, with any season where it's really busy for me, I still, keep the same normalcy as I would when it's not a busy season, meaning that I'm still going to watch my Netflix shows at night. I'm still going to go get the titties and the manis. I'm still going to talk to my friends, So for me, balance is doing as much work as I can until I feel like stopping. And then when I feel like stopping, I do what I want to do. I enjoy life. And I think sometimes entrepreneurs can work themselves into overdrive and overwork. And that's where you don't have any balance because you're too consumed with what you're doing. And I think that that's not living. You're supposed to pursue your purpose, but you're also supposed to enjoy life. And so for me, when I don't feel like working, I don't feel like working. If I don't feel like responding to emails, I won't respond to emails right away. Like I do whatever I can to essentially have a peace of mind and to have a sense of excitement in my life. If that includes, sometimes at noon, I'll message one of my girlfriends like, hey, let's go to the Mexican restaurant for cocktails, so I'm always incorporating things into my day. And that's probably every single day that I'm incorporating something into my day that just brings me, a break or a joy or a connection. And I think for me, it's a odd way to have balance because there's no schedule. I don't wake up at the crack of dawn. I wake up when God wakes me up.
Yes,
so I don't wake up to an alarm.
Good, girl. Oh my God. Whenever my eyes open, that's when I get up.
Right. And for me, because some people are like, oh, entrepreneurs, the early bird gets the worm. You got to get up at 6 a.m. and go work out. That doesn't work for me. So I think everyone has to define balance by their own terms and what works for them, because it doesn't work for me to be up at the crack of dawn in the gym at 4 a.m. Never going to work for me. What works for me is waking up when God sees fit and then easing into my day. So, I just kind of define balance on my own terms and make sure I, commit to that each day.
Awesome. I love that. I love how you said ease into your day as well. So some things that I took from that was enjoy life, have peace of mind, make sure you implement some excitement, and do what works for you. So those are the 4 points that I took away from what you just said. And I think all of those are very key. So thank you so much, Lillie. I really enjoyed talking to you, finding out more about the Glambitious Empowerment Brand and some of the things that you have going on. Again, I look forward to supporting whatever it is that you're doing. I love coming to your events. If you need me for anything, just let me know. You know how to reach me. And thank you again for being with us.
Thank you.
I hope that you enjoyed today's episode of Living the Empowered Life with my glambitious guest, Lillie Mae. I truly hope that you were able to draw some motivation and inspiration from our discussion today as you continue on your journey of living an empowered life. And remember, never be afraid to be ambitious about your goals. Hard work never stops, and neither should your dreams. Hey there to all my friends in the Living the Empowered Life community. Listen, what better way to celebrate love than by loving yourself and grabbing a copy of my book, 21 Days of Self-Love, a guide to loving yourself unapologetically. This book serves as a self-love guide to loving yourself from the inside out by providing you with self-love tips, affirmations, and mantras to be used during your 21 days of self-love. Grab a copy of the book in the empowerment store at tamikolori.com. Take some time to do something loving for you. You deserve it. So ladies, listen. It's time to discover and live your life purpose. It's time to value yourself. It's time to set goals that are going to move you forward in life. It's time to rebuild your confidence. It's time to fearlessly walk in your authentic power. And ladies, it's time to live the empowered life.